Hey guys, Skillet here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you clicking on the video. And I want to talk about something a little different in this one. I've played a lot of matches with a lot of really good players. And it's pretty often that when one of these good players gets a kill, or in some cases a lot of kills on the same player, that the victim says, so-and-so is hacking. And generally, no, they're not. In fact, with the guys I play with, they never are. They're just extremely good at the game. So, when I hear someone cry hacker, my first response or my first reaction is to think, no, they're not hacking. They're just good at the game, and you don't know how they managed to kill you, but it was perfectly legitimate. Well, I'm going to show you an actual hacker in action in this video. And you'll see a few things. Number one, what it looks like, a few things to look for. Number two, I'm going to show you how to do some things that will help NWI get rid of these people from the Sandstorm community. We don't need them around. They ruin any game that they're in. And Sandstorm has been great about being relatively hacker-free. And we'd like to keep it that way. So I want to show you 3 ways that you can help NWI get these people out. I'm going to show you, 1, how to get them out of a match by vote kicking. If you've played Sandstorm for a while, you already know how to do that. But if you're new, I want you to know how to vote kick players that are ruining your game. Number 2, I'm going to show you how to report players from inside the game. And then number 3, I'm going to show you how to report players after the match is over. So let's go ahead and take a look at a hacker in action. So far, we've seen a match progressing pretty normally. None of the players that you're seeing are doing anything wrong. They're all just playing like you would play Sandstorm. But I want to pause here for just a second. Take a look at this. What we're watching here is a replay, okay? And I'll show you how to get into that later on. But at the bottom, you have this timeline of the entire game. And let me just show you how to read this thing, just the basics. So these blue lines right here indicate the start of a round. So here's the start of the first round. Here's the start of the second round. And these dots right here, these are objective captures. So here's what I noticed. Now, this isn't always going to be an indication that something is wrong, but it is an indication that something has changed. Security, the attacking team, captured A really quickly. It didn't take them too long to capture B, and they also got C really quickly, but then look what happens. They grind to an absolute halt at D. So something changed. What is it? A hacker joined the lobby. That's what happened. So let's watch.
Let's get them!
All right. This is a hacker. This guy right here, he's cheating. I've turned on X-ray, so all the security character models are outlined in blue. And you can see that he runs straight for where they're coming from spawn. And watch him, he sees them through the terrain. Look at that, he's pointed right at 2 security through the hill. He sees this guy about to round the corner. He's tracking this fellow behind a wall. So he knows exactly where they are. Now let's just go ahead and fast forward to sort of the obvious parts. Security has just spawned in, and you can see there are 3 flankers that are behind that hill and that wall. But you just watched him aim in on them. Okay, as with most hackers, this guy's not good at the game. He's gotten killed a couple of times. But watch him run from spawn. He sees this guy behind the ruined building, behind the van, gets the kill, fires at another guy behind the building. He's going to flank on around. But let's go ahead and fast forward to another example. Here we go again. You can see that big clump of security flankers moving to the left, and he knows exactly where they are behind that hill. He can see him. Look, he's tracking him behind the hill and the wall. He's just waiting for him to come out. And here they come. Now watch him just mow him down. Now, something to think about here. This guy's standing up and moving, so he's shooting offhand while moving. But watch him. He just dings them instantly as they come out from around that corner. Now, it's one thing if he's proned out camping that corner and he shoots them as soon as they peek, but that's some mighty good shooting right there. On to cheater number 2 for the week. That's actually me you're spectating right now. I'm taking one of my usual routes when we push security on outskirts, going up the middle. I'll run to the top of this building and move on to the point from there. So stop number 1 is to clear the sandbags. Yep, there's a guy. Let's go ahead and make sure there's no one else that's going to ding me when I pop my little head up here. Clear. So we'll move up. Let's clear the left. Always a sniper on the left. Ah, there's one, but someone already got him. Let's keep clearing it. Whoa! That, my friends, is the instant I figured something was not right. So let's take a look at the hacker's perspective. Oh, yes, you are. Don't deny it. By the way, I'm showing you this guy's name because he's the only one with that name in Steam. Might want to keep an eye out for it. Anyway, here we go. Just watch. See if you can spot the anomalies in the forthcoming gameplay. How about that? Did you see how the guy's body just exploded from a couple of M249 rounds? Apparently this particular cheat jacks up the damage that your rounds do as well. Just keep watching. Yeah. There's me up top. There I go. So yeah, a little bit more obvious than the last guy, right? Okay, on to hacker number 3. And here he is. Again, I'm not blacking out his name because that is a unique name on Steam. Keep an eye out. Now, he's already gotten killed a couple of times because he's awful. So now he's lingering in spawn. What do you think he's doing? I don't know. Let's go ahead and just kind of fast forward until the point that he leaves spawn, and let's see what happens. And the cheater's on the move. Now he's using the Alpha AK, not typically a distance weapon. Now watch this. How about that? He shot him across the map, through the wall. Look at this, he's cleaning him up. There's another kill. And another, and another. Again, a lot more flagrant than the first guy that we watched. And so it goes for the rest of the round, which, by the way, doesn't have a lot of time left. This guy is just cleaning up the last spawn wave. So let me just tell you what ended up happening. Is the other team, as you can see, is crying out hacker. And again, my thought is usually, well, probably not. But after running into that other guy, yeah, maybe so. And so we ended up vote kicking this guy, which the other team certainly appreciated, and it made the match a lot better. And that brings me to my final points in the video. What can you do about guys like this? There are 3 things you can do, and 2 of them are in-game. The third is after the match is over. The 2 that are in-game, you have to do them in order or it doesn't work. So the first thing you do is you report the player to NWI. The second thing you do is you vote kick them. So here's how you report a player. First, press tab to bring up the leaderboard, the score, all that. Find the name of the player that you need to report and right-click on that player's name. You can see that it brings up this dialog. The player name is at the top of the dialog, and at the bottom is report player. Click that. And here's the report player dialog that brings up. First, select the reason you're reporting them from that drop-down, then type the reason that you're reporting them in to the little text box down below. When you're done, hit send report, report submitted, okay, you're done. The next step is to just get them out of the match for right now. So to do that, you want to vote kick them. So press escape and then click call vote. Now this gets a little bit tricky. The behavior of this dialog is just a little bit quirky. The first thing you have to do is select the reason that you're kicking the player from the drop down at the bottom. So go to the bottom first. A little counterintuitive, but you want to make sure you select the right reason. NWI is going to see the vote kick, and they're going to see the reason that each player chooses. And so it's important that they know that you're kicking the player for the appropriate reason. So we'll drop down the list and click cheating exploiting. After you've clicked that, you can go ahead and select the name of the player that you want to kick. Then go ahead and click resume game and get back to having fun. What you've just done is you've called for a vote to kick that player. He's not kicked yet, but once enough players call for a vote, and that number varies, it's a minimum of 3 or 25% of the number of players on your team, whichever is greater. If enough players call the vote, then up comes a vote. There's the little dialogue. And so now it's just up to the team. F1 for yes, F2 for no. And as you can see, this guy is getting kicked 10 votes to none. Everybody wants this guy gone. Good riddance. Now here's why the order matters. If you kick the person, you can't find his name in the leaderboard to report the person. So it's important that you report, then vote. There you go. So those are your 2 ways to deal with the hacker in game. But if you wait until after the match is done, here's how to deal with them. First of all, you need to go to the replays in the Sandstorm main menu right here. Once you've clicked on replays, you're going to get this list of the games that you've played over the last 40 days, or since the last update, whichever is more recent. The incident that I want to report is in this match right here. Now you can see when I hover over the match, the replay ID is this big long hexadecimal number. All right. I'm not writing that down. I'm not remembering it, but I need it to report the player through the NWI support website. So I'm going to press copy ID. That big long number is now on my clipboard. Now I'm going to go ahead and click to play the replay of this match. So what I'm going to do to make NWI's life easier is I want to point them to a specific time in the playback when the incident occurred. And it happened during the start of the second round. So we'll just fast forward to that. I'll cycle through my players. There's the guy. So once the match starts, you can see the time count down at the right-hand side of the information bar at the bottom. We're at 6 minutes, 28 seconds. So about 6.5 minutes is where the fun begins. So now that I know that, I can just leave the game and go back to the NWI support website. So here we are at the New World Interactive support website, and you can see the URL up here is support.newworldinteractive, all run together.com. Type that in, it'll bring you here. Click New Support Ticket. Type in your email address, type in whatever subject you want, select the game, Insurgency Sandstorm. The issue type, in this case, is report a player. But you can see there's plenty of other things you can do here as well. But then down in the description, now that you're not playing anymore, you have a little time to type out whatever you want to type out. And since I copied that game ID, it should be on my clipboard. So I'll just paste that right in there, easy peasy. And then I'll write my little report here. So if I want, I can attach a file if I happen to have video. I don't really use this very often because honestly, the file size limit is small enough that the videos that I would submit are too large. And then you just press submit, and that will generate a support ticket. It will let NWI know what's going on. Make sure you specify in your little description the player. Here, we'll just erase the blah, blah, blah. Make sure you specify in your description the player name, what they did, and hopefully you wrote down the time at which the incident occurred misspelled. There we go. So that's what you want to put into your report. Give as much detail as you can right here. Lots of detail, exclamation point. Let them know. And I'll tell you this, let's take a look at their Twitter page real fast. Take a look at this post from just last night, 19 hours ago. And you can see that they have heard about the players cheating and they have swung that ban hammer. And NWI has done this pretty consistently. Every time there's a spate of cheating and people report it, NWI is very quick to take action. So use those report functions, whether you do it in-game or out of game. Make sure you report cheaters. NWI will be able to go back and look at the replay, verify what you're reporting, and take action. And take action they do. So it's worth your time reporting it. And there you have it. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, when you run into a hacker in game, do these 3 things. Number 1, report them using the in-game interface. Number 2, after you report them, vote kick them so that you can enjoy the rest of your game. And if you choose not to report them in-game, please report them through the NWI support website located at support.newworldinteractive.com. GG's guys, as always, thanks for watching.